Hello, hello, hello. So, hello and welcome. Um,
Never stop fighting for
as you
what you
probably
believe
saw from the
in.
title, this is a tutorial on how to play, well, basically how to play these heroes like correctly to their full strengths. This is Ana and Zarya. Um, Another one of my friends, two of my friends are probably gonna be doing tutorials about two other characters. We're Quank to other fellow viewers. Quank is doing the two main tanks, the two shield tanks, which is Reinhardt and Orisa. I'm gonna do one of the off tanks that I play a lot for my team, and more in general, my favorite tank in general is Zarya. I'll be showing you how to play her to her full strengths, and I'll be showing you Ana, since Ana is probably one of the hardest main healers to play, but I still play her every now and then. And but um, we'll just start off with Ana. Let's just do this right now. So Ana is a character that is special because she's one of the few characters that can debuff a character like this. That's called anti-healing. It's extremely useful because one, if anybody hit by the biotic grenade from an ally, if you biotic grenade yourself, the amount of healing you'll get next afterwards is a short period of increased healing. Not by much, but the next person that heals me, let's say I'm at 50 health and I biotic grenade the ground, um, the next person that heals me will heal me for a little bit extra. That's why biotic grenade is super useful, but it also does an anti-healing effect like that. So that's why their bar on top of their head turns purple. That means for a short period of time they cannot be healed. That's extremely helpful. And I'll show you right now, as soon as I get lower on health, I'll show you how much, on average, a biotic grenade heals. I want to say a majority of the time when you play Ana, you do not want to nade yourself because you waste the group healing. You waste group healing on potential people like this, but like, I'm grouped up with these two bots here, I can nade the floor and heal both of us.
I have your back.
Slight bit of increased healing from the nade. Nade is more of more of an AoE heal. So let's see if these bots get lower on health. So I want to say they're about to get about half health. That's about half.
Walk it off.
That heals them about, I want to say 50. I want to say that's about 50 health, potentially. Actually, it's about 70. But either way, Ana's more a character that's based on. Oh, it's actually 100. My bad. Ana's a character more precisely on aim. So if you don't have decent aim with her, you can't really do much about her heals. Ana's a character like Widowmaker in a way. But the unfortunate part is between the two is if you hit shots with Ana, if you miss shots with Ana, you potentially get your team killed. That's the downside of it. The bright side is if you hit somebody, you get to heal them, but not for a significant amount. You only heal, I want to say about 50 per shot. No, somewhere around like 50 to 70 per shot. But your base damage is 70 as well. So you three hits from your rifle heals a person back to full HP. Oh, and keep in mind, since the new Ana bus went through, if somebody's full HP, it goes through now. So that's a little helpful, but it also weakens people's aim. So yeah, about 3 shots heals a person to full HP.
Get back in the fight.
At most, maybe. If they're about 200 HP. What else is there about Ana that I could say about her? Well, for the most part, Ana's a character, like I said, is about aim. So if you can't aim with her, then you basically cannot heal anybody. You need to find out, you need to adjust like your aim, your in scope. You need to learn how to quick scope with Ana correctly. Because it's like just Widowmaker when you take a short leap in the air, and because it's unlike Widow, you can quick scope better with Ana. Because it doesn't require a full charge. It doesn't require like Widowmaker's charge to heal somebody. It's because it's automatic. So you need to learn, because the one helpful thing is to
I
do
have
quick
it.
scopes. If you can't quick scope with Ana, then you lose out on potential healing from far away. Quick scoping helps line up shots a little bit easier. That's why you see a lot of the players do like this, maybe like this. But the majority of the time, when there's people right next to you, you just want to unscope. But when you play like on Nubani or something like that, when you're on high ground and you want to take the opposite high ground from your team, then you want to use your scope in, and then stay far away as possible. But also keep in mind of your surroundings for people flanking you, because then, let's say I'm playing right here. Let's say I'm playing right here, and here's my teammates across from me. Unless these teammates can come back and help me, I'm on my own. So you need to learn about positioning yourself. If you position yourself on high ground opposite from the person, that, well, should I say, you need to be careful of people that are going to flank you constantly. So, and also, another useful thing is on a sleep dart. You can't just go, I don't want to say, don't go willy-nilly sleeping anybody you want.
Tired.
If you know somebody's going to have an ultimate in the next fight, save sleep dart for that. Because they're going to most likely, when they hear you launch sleep dart, the next option is going to be like Death Blossom or Deadeye. Because the only potential ult that can stop them from a far away range or something like that would be sleep dart. You need, because Ana's a CC thing. So if I just go around sleeping this guy, let's say I sleep this guy, I'm like, okay team, this guy's asleep. But then again, I wasted sleep dart. Now that the enemy team knows that I use sleep dart, that a Reaper Death Blossom or a Deadeye might come in and potentially wipe my team because I use sleep dart super early. So if an enemy team is looking at your cooldowns correctly, they're gonna realize that, oh, the enemy Ana just used sleep dart. That was the time for an ultimate like a Deadeye or Death Blossom. So you need to be wary and you need to manage your sleep dart cooldown very well, because if you don't, you potentially can get your whole team wiped. Unless you have another CC, then in that case you might be fine, but you rely on that person's reaction time. Plus you need to train your reaction time, because reaction time for Ana is, let's say Reaper's gonna come behind us and Death Blossom or he's above us, I have to like reaction time, like try to sleep him or something. Because if you're too slow on sleep, or you're not fast enough to react to it in time, you potentially get your whole team killed. And if you're the only person with a CC that can stop that, like, unless your team is also running a Reinhardt maybe, your Reinhardt has the potential to charge him, but he has to turn himself away from his, let's say, the enemy team. Let's say this is me and Reinhardt right here, and there's a Reaper about to come up behind us, and they're going to be pushing the main gate. Like, this guy's going to push main gate in front of us. And a Reaper's going to come up behind us, and I use Sleep Dart already. Reinhardt here can potentially turn around and charge him and stop his ultimate. But that will also, since he's going to have to charge away from us, or he's going to charge into the wall, this lines up so the enemy Reinhardt will have to shatter, is going to shatter us. Because of that. So you need to potentially train your reaction time to quickly throw Sleep Dart in a direction of the enemy, like, channel ults. So you, how do I say it? So you basically can stop their ultimate entirely. So if I'm playing high ground, let's say I'm playing low ground with my team, and obviously, let's say my team is facing, let's say, I want to say about right here. Our team is facing this way, potentially looking over there at the threat. So here's the threat. We see 5 people. Where's the enemy McCree? All you hear is high noon. You have to be very quick if you want to sleep him. Because if you don't know where he is, potentially the first option I usually do is I try to quickly do a 90-degree angle, like turn. And if I don't see him in a 90-degree angle when I look upward, because McCrees are not going to sit behind you. Like, me and Reinhardt are facing this way. Let's say this. My whole team's facing this way. You're not going to see a McCree come behind us over here in Deadeye. That's not going to happen. That's a rare occurrence where you see a McCree over here, potentially, behind us. And then, because all Reinhardt will have to do is just turn around his shield. But that's also a distraction for us. So, one helpful thing will be to train reaction time. So if McCree, let's just say hypothetically McCree is just right there for some reason, then you have to reaction time and like turn around and sleep dart. And that was a terrible sleep dart, but still, you know what I mean. Well, with this in close space, it's really weird to sleep dart, but still, you need to train reaction time to sleep somebody behind. So again, you want to quickly do I do usually a quick 190-degree turn here, and if I don't see anything within like 0.5 of a second, you have to be very quick. If you don't see anything here, then quickly turn around behind you as fast as you can. Because if you don't see anything here, because this is high ground right here. Let's say this is high ground. This is the one area over here. This is the point. This is just an enclosed area, like what this is basically, with no high ground, zero high ground. This is just this part right here. Then McCree's not gonna be sitting over here. Let's just say this is blocked off, hypothetically, from here to here is blocked off, and the payload's moving in, and me and Reinhardt are sitting here. Potentially, you have to look over here first. McCree's definitely will set up high noon on high ground. So if me and Reinhardt and I hear it's high, you want to quickly just start turning around already. So let's say McCree's right here, hypothetically. You want to quickly, let's say there's no railing, because a lot of the time when people play Overwatch, you know that there's going to be like no railing at all. There's hardly ever going to be railing. That let's say there's no railing right there, and McCree was right there. He would have got slept right there, right then and there.
I've seen worse. You're going to live.
Another helpful tip is people who are not channel ults, like Genji's Dragon Blade, because what potentially Genji's gonna do is he's gonna dash, like a lot of the pro Genjis, they will dash upwards and then come straight down with their, like, maybe they'll dash at you. Let's say this is me and Mercy. Let's just say this, me and Mercy right here. We don't have a defensive ult. We got grabbed last fight. We won the last fight though because we used Transcendence or something. Or let's say this is me and Zen actually. Even though these two would not likely be paired together, let's just say this is me and Zen. That if I sit here with Zenyatta and we hear a Genji and he's about to dash at us, try to reaction time his dash. Know where his dash range is. Let's say Genji's about right here. His potential dash range is all the way over here. So if you see him gonna do that, you want to quickly you want to lead the sleep dart into his dash. So if a Genji is gonna dash from right here to here, he's gonna dash right here, take one slice, and by the time he's doing that, you want to quickly sleep dart him, like in the because there's a lot of ways you could sleep Genji, because his dash is really weird. You can either sleep him during midway through his dash, which is really weird and awkward, or you can sleep him during the end of his dash. So like right there, about right there, because he wants to be right on top of Zenyatta sometimes. He wants to be right on top of Zen, behind Zen, maybe above Zen. You want to try to like sleep dart, and you try to think of where the Genji's position is and where he most likely will dash, because he sees both supports here. He's definitely gonna try to dash at you guys, so you want to try to reaction time sleep dart where he's gonna be. I potentially have slept a lot of ulting Genjis. It's hard to do, but if you train how your sleep darts are and you train your sleep dart aim, you'll be just fine, honestly. Because it's all about sleep dart aim. Because Ana's one major thing is her long range CC sleep. Look at that range. I can be all the way the fuck from over here and still sleep somebody. Hold on. Because whatever her range is for her rifle is basically her ranges for her sleep dart. I'm gonna get as far away as possible. Right about here, I'll say roughly.
Feeling sleepy.
See? That sleep dart has travel time, keep that in mind. But if nobody's aware, you can sleep dart anybody from really, really long ranges. Like, that's an insane amount of range up there.
You're going to be okay.
Also, Ana's nano boost is a pretty fast charging ult. So if you're hitting a lot of shots, you get like nano boost almost every fight. If you potentially are healing the right amount of heals you get, if you do that correctly. But we'll talk about nano boost here in a second. We'll still talk about sleep dart. The sleep dart's one of the major utilities Ana carries. Because sleep dart cancels ults and also stops ults. So the one major thing is, like, let's say if I do sleep Genji, don't try to like grenade, don't try to do the shoot grenade melee. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not gonna work, because if Genji's fast enough, he can quickly click deflect and instantly get out of there. You want to say that if I sub Genji, you want to say like, hey, this is Zen right here. I want Zen to charge up a full volley of orbs and then send it into his face. Basically, that's an insta-kill. You want him to discord him first and then insta-kill him. You don't want to, like, if somebody's ulting, like Soldier Visor or a Genji Dragon Blade, or or something that's like an ultimate where it doesn't have channel time and it just basically relies on the seconds of cooldown for it, or it just has a timer on it. You want to have somebody around you one-shot him, so you potentially don't fuck up anything about it. Because if you sleep dart the person and you try to kill him, he can potentially go back on you and kill you. So it's not good to instantly wake up a person who's ulting. Always leave the person who is ulting on the side. Don't wake him up until his ultimate's all the way gone. Or if you want to kill him right away to have the advantage in the next fight, so he doesn't potentially get collateral damage from like maybe a Pharah who accidentally shot right next to him. If you sleep somebody, have somebody quickly come and assist you on one-shotting him. Because if you don't one-shot him quickly and he wakes up by collateral damage, that's going to be very upsetting for you and your team. Because he'll still have an ultimate, and if he's lucky enough, you can probably still wipe out your team. So you need to be very careful of what happens. So always get like your friendlies to help you with a person who's asleep with an ultimate. For the most part, Ana's sleep dart is reaction time. So if your reaction time is very good, you can sleep dart anybody with a channel pretty fast, or just anybody with an ultimate. Yeah, that's basically it about Ana's sleep dart. A lot of Ana's stuff requires aim, and well, I wouldn't say grenade requires aim. It's more of an arc thing. So if I can chuck nade from all the fuck over there, it'll land right about there. It still requires aim, but still, it's not full aim. Like, I can throw at a person like this and just go.
Hands will only hurt for a minute.
No, for far away targets, I want to say, cause this isn't a really good place to do it here. I thought there was a friendly bot up there. Oh, there is. Is there? I don't know. I'd say if a person's far away like this, let's see how far I can get. Try to like think of like the arc, because arcing in this game is actually not that bad. That was a terrible arc. I kind of like moved my crosshair more to the right. But arcing Ana's grenade is not as bad as if you play Junkrat or something like that. It's not that bad, honestly, because it's just a simple arc like that. Potentially you won't miss it if there's a bunch of people. I'm fucking up because I'm stupid right now and I just got home. Anyway,
take your medicine.
To play Ana to her fullest, you really need to learn how to like aim really well, because if you can't aim, you can't play Ana. That's the huge downside about Ana, because her aim is her healing is based off her aim. So if your aim is shit, your healing is gonna be shit. Ana's the main healer, but if you have like Lucio or something, don't expect to get gold healing unless you're hitting like 80% of like your shots, which is extremely hard sometimes. Ana's usually range from about 60% to, I want to say about 60 to 70%. That was before these changes happens. Before she got 14 ammo and shots could pass through full health targets. So I don't know what the regular aim is now. I don't know what like the regular scoped accuracy or unscoped accuracy is. I just say as long as you're hitting above 50% of your shots, you're pretty. I think that's pretty well. I think also if you're hitting 60% to about 70% now, that's really good. You mean you have really good aim. That means you're only missing about 30% of your shots, which is not bad at all. Unless you're really godlike and you can hit like 80% of your shots, and that's also really good because you're only missing 20%. Because if you go into percentages, you always want to hit a good majority. You want to hit the majority shots. So anything above 50% is always well. I'd say anything above 50% is always a good accuracy. And for right now, I can't say I played Ana too much yet, but I can say that for sure that if you practice aiming with this now, because I still haven't, I ranged now from 40 to about 50% Ana healing, and that was from like 1v1 to 2 games. That's because I'm still not used to the shots going through full health targets, and I had the constant I have this thing because I'm so used to Ana's like 10 shot thing that I always must reload after shooting after a while. If you see, also another thing is, if you see your team is full health and nobody's taking damage, feel free to like take pox shots at like the enemy team, because it only takes 3 shots to kill a person. So if somebody's running and you have them in your sights and they're below 70 HP, you can actually kill them. Also, another thing about Ana is her shots have latency damage. It's kind of like So if I shoot this guy right now, he's not gonna take an instant 70. He's gonna take about 70 in about, I want to say 1 second. So in about 1 second, he'll take about 70 damage. It's not an instant damage like melee or my actual biotic grenade. Those are instant damage. Her regular damage is, it takes a little while. It takes a little while and then happens. Kind of like Widow's Venomite when it gets triggered. It doesn't, you don't instantly take the 25 or the 75 damage. You take it over a slow period of time. Also, another thing is, if their enemy team has a Reinhardt or maybe a Zarya, you be careful about your nade. Because if you just, if the enemy team has a Reinhardt, just say, and you want to nade the enemy team, majority of the time, what I see about Ana's is they try to flank and nade their whole team. Don't do that unless your team is pretty much pushing in very well. Even at that, you're flanking as a main support. You shouldn't be doing that. That's bad news. Don't flank as main support, please don't. You want to sit in your backlines with your teammates because you're a sniper basically. Ana's another sniper with their bolt action. So stay in the backlines with your teammates. Call out any flankers majority of the time that try to flank you. Because Ana's a person that if she's under attack, she can't do much to defend herself except sleep the person. You can sleep the person and then run away towards your team and hopefully they'll help you. Otherwise, if you're caught by yourself, let's say I'm right here, for some reason, I'm playing backwards behind my team. My team's pushing up. I'm still trying to play backline a little bit, just trying to get like the little crack lines to heal people. If a tracer's gonna come out through here and I sleep her, I have to immediately either I have to immediately start running to my team. Because if you wait too long,
take your medicine.
If you wait and that tracer wakes up, you have to 1v1 her. And a majority of the time when an Ana v Tracer battle happens, if the Tracer is playing very well and you're missing shots on people, it's not gonna go well at all. So don't play too far away from your team. If your team pushes up, push up with them. Because you don't want to be caught in the back line with a flanker of any kind. That's bad news, especially Genji. Genji's hardcore annoying. If you biotic grenade, if Genji's right in front of you or something, try to like biotic nade the floor half the time. Try to get your nade on the floor. Try to get the splash damage like on the floor near your teammates or something, so he has no chance of deflecting it. Because if he deflects that nade, oof, that's gonna be really bad because that anti-heals up you and probably some others. Also, if an enemy team, if your Zarya uses grab and they use Transcendence, feel free to push up a little bit and nade them. Because if you have a Hanzo ultimate, or maybe Genji Blade and they trans, if you anti-heal them, they'll get 0 healing from the Transcendence. So Transcendence will be basically useless. Because if a Zarya gets a 4-man, and then a Zen comes out of nowhere and trans them, and you nade them all, that's 4 people dead to whatever ult's going on at that time. The only huge counter I'd say to your biotic grenade in the case of scenarios when they grab is going to be Lucio Sound Barrier, because then you can't anti-heal a Sound Barrier. Because Sound Barrier is a bunch of health gained over time. Because Sound Barrier is health applied. It's not permanent health to stay. It's not healing. It's just Sound Barrier is applied health to your extra health. It's not healing that's done like Transcendence, where it's a shit ton of healing per second. It's not like that. Anyway. So that's about Sleep Dart and Biotic Grenade as much as I can go into depth about that. I'd say, for the most part about Ana, I'll give you one general tip I like to do for Ana, I guess. Now we'll go on to the topic of Nano Boost. So Nano Boost. So Nano Boost is her ultimate, of course. Before, Ana's Nano Boost used to give increased speed. Now it does not. Nano Boost is also an ultimate that charges up pretty fast if you have really good aim. And if you have really good aim, then you can basically build, I want to say Nano Boost really quickly. So if you see a lot of the times when Anas have Nano Boost first fight and you don't, then it's because either A, they're group healing, their biotic grenades are healing a bunch of your teammates all at once. Because also, keep in mind, when your biotic grenade heals a bunch of people all at once, let's say there's 5 people and we're all like, let's say, we're all missing 100 health, and I throw down the nade, that's about 600 health of healing right there. That's a lot of healing, all done at once. That also contributes to your ult charge, of course, since it's healing. Sorry about that. So make sure you get your like biotic grenades on the right people. Be wary about your biotic grenade cooldown too, because when you have no nade, people might push in on that pretty
Watching your
quickly,
back.
since you're gonna use nade for group AOE healing. So try to save nade for when a lot of your teammates are very low, and you can't like consistently heal them all at once. Like these two are very low. I'm gonna use nade to heal. Let's say there's about, let's say there's 2 more people here, so I'll heal about 4 people right there with that nade, and they'll have the healing from that. That'll keep them safe. And your nade is good for both healing and then anti. So if you anti a bunch of people, that's a good thing for like Genji your Genji to Dragon Blade in, and you can nano him or something. All right, enough talk about nade and sleep dart. I need to go on the nano boost. I can get on to Zarya at least. So let's target right here. Actually, let's kill this bot really quickly.
You need adult supervision.
So really quickly before this bot comes back, I'm gonna quickly take 1 shot into him.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Watch his health. So nano boost is pretty much self-explanatory. It gives the person increased damage in... Sorry, hold on. I was looking at something. It gives me increased damage and also decreases the amount of damage that person takes. So if the person doesn't have ultimate yet, but if you nano boost them and they do more damage, they can build their ult faster since they do more damage. So if this guy's 20% and I nano boost him and he gets a team, let's say he kills 3 people with that nano boost, he'll get more ult charge because he quickly killed 3 people like quicker than normal. Remember, nano boost gives you increased damage. So if I nano boost, let's say a Genji, and he dashes through like a bunch of people, because nano boost is like a percentage of how much damage is done. It adds to your percentage of regular damage. So if I nano boost a Genji on normal can slice and dash a target, and I want to say doesn't kill him just yet. I don't remember if he kills him with just slice and dash. But if you nano boost and you slice and dash, it's an insta kill. And I want to say, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Target
Crap. Anyway, nano boost is a good thing for like ultimates that are not channel. But if you want to do it on channel, it's like Reaper's ult, then you have to be very careful, because if you use like Reaper Death Blossom and he gets stunned and I nano boost him, then we lose out on potentially Death Blossom. That's why it's better to use it on like, well, it's more of a situational thing, because if you nano boost somebody and they it's hard to explain, but you need to nano boost somebody and hope to God that they don't get either CC'd to fuck or they don't just die instantly. Because when a person is nano boosted, try to prioritize your healing on the nano boosted target, since they're going to be aiming for him. If you can, try to prioritize all of your healing on the nano boosted target. Because if they die, you lose out on 2 ults. You lose out on the nano boost and their ult. So if you heal them though while they're ulting and your nano boost combined, they'll be able to live it. And of course, be able to get the full, let's say it's soldier ults plus nano boost. Then we'll be able to get the full visor off with nano boost. But if he dies, because I'm trying to heal my other teammates as well, this is why you run usually a secondary off support. Usually your off support, maybe my chance like Zenyatta or something, or maybe Lucio might heal him too. Potentially try to get your off healer to try to heal everybody else as much as you can while you prioritize your stronger healings into your nano boosted target, so that nano boosted target can live longer and so they can team wipe them. Because if you're nano boost target and I give this person nano boost,
get in there,
and he goes in, and because I'm trying to heal my other teammates and I try to heal him last second because I see he's on crit and he dies because he got like maybe 0 kills because he got booped away from somebody or something like that.
double kill.
That's 2 ults wasted. If he gets slept, that's not his fault. That's Well, it's a little bit of his fault, but that's also because it's the honest fault on the enemy team. Or if he gets flashbang and then Ryan or something, if they capitalize them pretty well, then that's not your fault. There's nothing you can do there. All you can pretty much do is just nano boost the target and hope they live.
Go. I'll keep you.
Is prioritize your healing on them and hope they live, basically, because there's nothing more you can do than just to heal them. Maybe you can stun the person. Because let's say if I nano boost this target and this is the McCree here, I can shoot the McCree.
You look
That
tired.
potentially goes 1 CC on that target.
I have your back.
So that makes it easier for the person to just go in, dash, and kill him. Just one dragon slice, one slice, maybe one, or maybe just a helix or something. I don't know. Depends on the ultimate that's going on. But either way, try to like when you nano boost the target, try to focus healing on them so they don't die. Because if they die, that's 2 ults wasted, and they can easily push in on that. Also, another thing I like to do half the time is hold on. Oh, hey Quink.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
If you wanna like, let's say your Ryan's pushing in, and you have nano boost early, and none of your DPS level, and your Ryan just pushes in, and he's like actually fragging, then go ahead and nano boost him because he takes damage reduction.
You're powered up. Get in there.
You see that? Look at that health. He's taking little to no damage compared to this bot who's taking that much damage. This bot took, I want to say this bot right here lost 2 bars compared to this bot where he lost 2 bars after, I want to say, about 3 rounds of him shooting like this. 3 rounds of him shooting like that only took 2 bars away from his health.
Patched up.
Mostly because the bot's damage is very weak, but still.
It's just a
Damage
scratch.
reduction
You'll be
is a
fine.
huge thing. So if I see a Ryan that's getting targeted quite often, I might nano boost the target to see if I can make him, if that target can live, basically. Because nano boost, a defensive nano boost is not bad. I will say this much: defensive nano boosting a target is not bad at all.
Nap time.
When you defensive nano boost a target, that means they will live. And if you're healing them, they'll be able to do a lot of damage into the team. And maybe if your DPS follows in with that, it'll actually go very well. Alright, so that's about as it as I can explain much as Ana is prioritize nano boost on maybe a tank, maybe Zarya with full charge, Genji with Dragon Blade, Soldier with Tat Visor, Reaper with Death Blossom. Let me go back to the hero selection so I can see which characters are. I'll tell you which characters never to nano boost as well. Never nano boost, I will say Zenyatta. Because Zen is a very squishy character, he can die really quickly since he only has 50 health and a bunch of shield. Moira, I would not recommend nano boosting, but if you have to, go ahead. Mercy, don't bother nano boosting, because if you nano boost a Mercy and they Valk, and they push in, they lose out on the Valk basically, because then they have to use the nano boost. Lucio is not a really good target because nano boost Lucio, I mean, he's all over the fucking place. Don't even bother. Brigitte, that's not a bad nano boost target since she basically can heal herself with her own potential passive healing, since she does have her own passive that heals her plus her own rally and all of that, so that's not that bad. Zarya with high charge is not a bad option. Winston when he leads in, sometimes that's a good time to nano boost. Roadhog when when he's using whole hog, that's not bad. Just be careful of him getting CC'd. Reinhardt when he earth shatters, so you can clean up the targets faster. I would not nano boost Orisa or Diva because they don't put out enough damage as it is. As Diva does have infinite ammo with her mech, though her mech does have a giant head hitbox and is a huge ass target, just like how Ryan and Hog are in a way, it's just not enough damage to be put out at once. Even with the, do not nano boost baby Diva, do not nano boost the Diva, or if you know a Diva's gonna ultimate, and you see her go flying up in the air and you nano boost her and they fucking self-destruct, I don't care what people say, nano boost does not, and I repeat, does not trigger how fast the self-destruct goes off. It really does not. So don't even bother trying to do that. I mean, you could potentially nano boost Orisa when she puts down her bongos, but it's not really worth it. Don't nano boost Widow. That's not worth it. Maybe Torm and Molten Core. Mei and Blizzard, that's not a bad option. Junk's not too much of a bad option either. Hanzo, okay, so a thing? No, I'm good. Well, Quink, if you want me to elaborate on something about a certain person, just let me know, okay? Like, because I'm doing Ana right now, so if you want me to go over something really quickly, or otherwise, if you want me to elaborate on just like one thing or two, I can do it. Because I play a lot of Ana and it wasn't mad at me. Anyway, nano boosting Hanzo, because the new meta right now is Ryan Zarya, and a lot of the times when people run Zenyatta, you can offense boost the Hanzo to kill everybody in the grab, but you have to have a little bit of follow up damage on it, so the Hanzo's Dragon ult actually kills people. Or what you can do is you can nano boost the Hanzo during Dragon ult, and that completely ignores, because Hanzo ult does about the same amount of damage as Transcendence healing. It's roughly about the same. So if you nano boost them, that's a percentage even more higher than that. That'll kill the targets pretty fast. I'm gonna say right now, if Bastion tanks mode, do not nano boost him. Mostly because Bastion in tank mode, he misses out on potential DPS. Because Bastion already one-shots enough people as it is with Bastion ult. So it's not really worth it. But if you nano boost a Bastion while he's in sentry mode, it's fast, it's better than anything. I don't recommend nano boosting Tracer unless they're like a god Tracer and they can go off really quickly. But otherwise, I don't recommend it. I probably would nano boost Crit, but that's about it. Sombra is not really a good nano boost target. I don't know about this meta. I haven't really nano boosted a Sombra now with all her new changes with her. With her spread increased to the center more and her hack faster and kind of passives. I don't know. I haven't really nano boosted that. Soldier is not a bad nano boost target since Tap Visors are huge ultimate. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Reaper Death Blossom's also not that bad. Even Reaper Solo is not that bad for a nano boost target since he is a tank buster, and if you nano boost him, he'll shred the tanks faster. McCree's not really a good nano boost target that well since his ultimate Deadeye. It helps him lock on faster with Deadeye, but it's already fast as fuck as it is, so there's really no point. Genji during Dragon Blade's not that bad. Maybe Doomfist during his Meteor Strike will do more damage. Or just Doomfist in general. I don't really nano boost Doomfist that much. I don't even play Ana with Doomfist, so I can't really say much about that. Pharah, usually when you have a Pharah on your team, I try to recommend looking up every now and then when you have a Pharah to keep an eye on her health. Especially when you don't have like a Zen or Mercy or something like that can heal her from a distance. Otherwise, prioritize your healing on your main tanks, but if you have a Pharah in the air, try to hit your Pharah as best as you can. Make sure your aim is good enough to hit her. Otherwise, you'll miss out on potential healing for her and she can die really quickly. But more of the time when your team has a Pharah, just go play Mercy. Sad truth, but just do it. Or play Zen. If you don't have an off healer already. So, nano boosting her during her barrage ult would not be bad as well. Alright, so that is about it I can say for Ana, since Ana is more of an aim-based character. You have to aim everything. I'll show you a little bit of her settings right now, actually. I do know there is a nano boost sensitivity, I think. Oh yeah, also keep in mind, make sure you have a good crosshair for Ana, and always make sure your allied health bars are turned on, but I think they're already on for automatically when you play healer, so if you work with toggle zoom, go ahead and use it. Yeah, your nano boost sensitivity is always something I recommend messing with it. Because nano boost sensitivity means so like it quickly moves to target through target, like constantly. It's never steady, not like Zen Orbs. It's basically like that. So if I look at these two people, I don't even have to be looking at the person. I have to be like right here. About right here is him. Is his nano boost? About right there is that nano boost. That's the sensitivity. Compared to me having to be directly on the target. With zero sensitivity, I have to be literally looking at the target for nano boost. If I look at the target with zero nano boost sensitivity, I have to be literally looking at the person at all time. I have to have a really good line of sight and a really good like lock on the person. I think I have to be more. I think when it has zero nano boost sensitivity, it's pretty much directly in the center of the person that you have to be looking for in order to nano boost. So whatever your nano boost playstyle is, if you look at the person a lot, if let's say you look at the person directly a lot often, then go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I recommend keeping it at 100 I recommend keeping it at 100 nano boost sensitivity, especially when you have Genjis who dash up in the air. It's easier to nano boost since he's the only person in the air. Otherwise, if you have lower Ana sense, it'll be harder to nano boost since you have to look direct. Since you have to have like tracking basically, and to track him in the air. All right, so that's it about Ana. real quickly. I'm gonna go into Zarya now. Since Zarya is one of my favorite off tanks. So Zarya is a character where, how do I say this? Relies on you taking damage and your teammate, basically your main tank. Zarya is a character you run with Ryan majority of the time, because Ryan is a huge feeder of charge. Since he has a shield, and because Ryan players have the ability to charge in. If you bubble them while they charge, they don't get CC'd, which is amazing because Brigitte cannot stun them. McCree can't stun them. He can get counter charged. He cannot, as long as he has bubble. He actually, I think, goes through the person and charges them instead. He can't get hooked. He can't get booped. Basically, he can have no CC. He cannot be stopped while he has the bubble on him. And, well, just Zarya is a hard character to master, should I say. Zarya is one of those harder characters to play, since it doesn't really require, it requires your tracking to be really good. If you have really good tracking with Zarya, you can melt somebody. So having decent sense is not that bad. I can also say one thing about Zarya, before I go into both her bubbles. Because I bubble a little bit about Zarya is more. It's more about the fundamentals about Zarya that are really hard to explain. Is when you have zero charge, one of the biggest combos that you do that does a lot of burst damage at once is your ult fire melee. Look how much damage I did at zero charge. So this guy right here, I'm gonna tap him a little bit. You can see his health bar. Look how much health he has. I potentially did almost half health with zero charge. So 3 of those plus melee is insta kill. That basically kills. That does a lot of damage at zero charge.
Take the pain. Go. Don't hold back.
The 10 charge.
This is strength.
Also, you lose about 2 charge per second, I want to say.
Get in there.
So manage your charge correctly and your bubbles, and you can basically shred people. Yeah, one of Zarya's biggest combos is her ult fire melee, because that does a lot of burst damage at once. As you saw, it did almost half the health of a target. That's a lot of burst damage for 0 energy. At 50% energy, I'm pretty sure that's more than half. At 100% energy, that's a one-shot. I can't really show that off very well right now. I'll have to go into a custom game, and I don't feel like doing that.
I break you.
It's a lot of burst damage, basically. So if you have 100% charge, you also gotta be very careful when you ult fire, because as you can tell, look at my health right now. I am 400. I take about, I want to say that's about 23. Yeah, that's about 23 self damage when I ult fire, and I'm near it. Also, Zarya's range on this is actually pretty decently far. I want to say this is about his max range, actually. Yeah, but Zarya's primary fire has a pretty long range, so make use of it. So, a lot of people who play Zarya tend to be like right in the person's face, like this. You don't have to be in the face of the opponent. You can literally just be as far as you can be maximum range. Because this beam has a lot of range to it, just people don't understand it that much. Also, I'll go over Graviton here in a bit. I guess let's just go over bubbles right now. So, potentially, before, Ryan, I'm gonna say this before, because this used to be before, if you bubble the person and Ryan Fire Strike them, instead of giving it, because Ryan Fire Strike into a bubble right now, gives you 20 charge. Before that used to give you 40. So they dialed down the charge. The amount of charge she gets per bubble. I mean, not per bubble, but the amount of charge she gets per, hit. Basically now, I say. Because before, if a person got Fire Strike, it was 40 charge. Now it's 20. So if I bubble myself, and I get fire strike, I get 20 charge for free. If I bubble me and him, and we both get fire strikes, I get 40 charge. Is it worth it to do that for one fire strike? Not really. Maybe your own personal barrier to get the 20 charge just to have it, but otherwise I wouldn't recommend it. I'd say save your bubble for anything important, really. Sorry, I'm fixing my mic right now. For alt fire, because remember, okay, so let's talk about bubbles. What the fuck am I doing? So bubbling is a huge thing, because when you use a bubble, let's see if I can get an ally here.
Barriers on you. Go.
So because those bots are really weak, keep in mind I just bubbled the person. It has an 8-second cooldown. Her cooldowns on her bubbles are very long. So a teammate bubble is 8 seconds. My personal bubble, however,
Ready for battle. Don't be shy. Hit me.
is 10 seconds. It's 2 seconds more than my allied barrier. Why is it like that? Because Zarya has more HP. Well, Zarya has more health in total, should I say. Zarya has 400 HP. Well, 200 HP, 200 shield. Also, a huge thing is... Well, I'll explain this afterwards. I'll give this as like a general tip for Zarya. A huge thing about Zarya is because she has shield, her shields deplete, which is very annoying. But because Zarya also has health, if you take, let's say I splash, I'm gonna splash damage myself a little bit here. Because I have 200 shield, I actually regain all my shield. So Zarya permanently has 200 shield. So I have 1 HP, and I'm not being touched right now. Let's say I'm trying to run away from somebody and I have 1 HP. I actually have 201 HP, because my shield will start recharging afterwards. So Zarya always has 200 shield plus her HP, whatever it is at the time. Because shields recharge. That's the thing about shields in almost every game. They recharge after they're depleted. So be careful when you have no shield, because they'll start chipping at your regular health. And if they chip at that, that's going to be annoying, because then you only have your 200 shield plus your regular health. Anyway, back to bubbles. I'm going to really quickly go to the hero selection screen, just so I can show you what characters to look out for, and to manage your bubbles around. So Reinhardt's a huge factor. When you see him charge, or you see him trying to set up an Earth Shatter, or when you see him just try to like mess around with the other Reinhardt, like when you see a Reinhardt like trying to like swing at the other Reinhardt, try to bubble him. So, because they'll be shooting at him, they'll try to CC him, they'll try to stun him, they'll try to do anything to stop that Reinhardt from annoying their main tank. But if you bubble him, you get the 40 charge, and you make your Reinhardt annoy the enemy team's main tank. Also, when he charges in, it prevents him from getting CC'd. So he'll go in free of being CC'd. You'll get the 40 charge, and he'll take no damage as long as Ryan's barrier, whenever you barrier him, and he doesn't, as long as that barrier does not get destroyed, and he won't take any damage from charging in. Also, when a Ryan charges in and you're playing a Zarya, back him up, because you're off tank. Don't play too far away from your off tank. Always by your main tank. Always play near your main tank at all times. Good combos for Zarya would be to Zarya is always a good pair for Reinhardt. Sometimes for Winston. I wouldn't say all the time, just sometimes. Also, when you bubble, when you're using an allied barrier, and keep in mind these are characters to look out for when you look at the hero selection screen, or when you look at the enemy team, always manage your bubbles around certain characters. Roadhog. If the enemy team has a Roadhog, save a bubble. Always save your allied bubble for in case the enemy Roadhog gets a hook on somebody. If he uses hook, go ahead and use your bubble. Go ahead and use your bubble on your main tank or something. Because he won't get hooked. You'll get hooked back later. Just if somebody gets hooked though, quickly train your reaction time to bubble the person. Roadhog is one of those characters that if I know he's on the enemy team, I try to save allied barrier for them. Because Roadhog's definitely looking for a hook onto a squishy to potentially one-shot them. Also, if Mei is on the enemy team and somebody's getting frozen, you won't get as much charge from the person as you would think. You won't get much charge from the person, but it's better than having them die. Bubble the person that's getting frozen, because if a person is frozen and you bubble them, they'll instantly get unfrozen. So if a Mei throws down a blizzard and you bubble them, they'll instantly that person will be able to walk out of the freeze. Also you'll be able to walk out of the freeze too. Sorry, hold on. Give me a quick second. Anyway, yeah, when Mei's on the enemy team, prioritize bubble on yourself sometimes as well. When the enemy Mei tries to freeze you, or when an enemy Mei tries to freeze an ally, bubble them so that they don't get frozen. They also don't get the slow effect from the Mei, which is also very nice. If somebody's stuck in a Junkrat trap, try to bubble them to make sure the Junkrat doesn't have a chance to kill them pretty quickly. Another character to also, if since Tracer's pulse bomb does 300 damage and you get stuck, it won't kill you instantly. And if you use your self barrier already, that's fine. Just be very careful. If you see somebody get stuck, let's say this guy's my ally. Let's just say randomly this guy's my ally, and he gets stick. And I have actually an ally barrier. Bubble him as quickly as you can, because if that Tracer pulse bomb goes off and he's a squishy, he's gonna die. Because two things will happen. Two things that'll benefit you and your team. One, the person will actually live. And if that person lives, it's really good, because that means they won't die. They won't die to the Tracer pulse bomb. And if you bubble them, not bubble them, but should I say, yeah, if you bubble them and they don't die to Tracer pulse bomb, you'll get 40 charges instantly. That's an instant 40 charge. That's half of what you can get from both your barriers. Because self barrier, if broken, gives you 40. If ally barrier, if broken, gives you 40. That's 80% charge right there. That's 80 charge. That's almost max charge already. Another character to save. Also, if a McCree stuns somebody and you're in line of sight with the person who got stunned, try to bury them really quickly so they'll either A, get fan the hammered, or 2 tapped in the head. Also, if a Genji is Dragon Blading, try to bubble him so he doesn't get instantly CC'd. Along with McCree, Soldier, any person with the ultimate that's going off right now on your team, try to bubble them so they don't get CC'd. If Reinhardt is charging somebody, try to bubble them so they don't get insta-killed from the charge. There's a lot of things for Zarya mains to watch out for. There's a lot of stuff to watch out for so that they don't get insta-killed or a person doesn't die immediately when they ultimate or something. But that's basically all I can say about ally barrier, is to always make sure to save ally barrier for something important. For early game, I like to just instantly blow ally barrier if I see it. I mostly, like, when I play Zarya with my main tank, usually Quake, I try to, like, also, another thing, this is the general tip I can say right now for Zarya, call out your bubbles. So if I use bubble right now, and it's at about, I want to say about 5 seconds, call out, I have bubble in 5, I have bubble in 5. I have bubble in 3, I have bubble in 3, I have bubble, I have bubble, I have bubble. Those are the two, like, 5, the interval of 5 and 3 are the best callouts. I'd say 5, 3, and 2 usually. Maybe those two. And then always when you get a bubble, always tell your Reinhardt or maybe your team that you have a bubble. Always make sure you're always telling your team that, oh, I have bubble, I have bubble. So that if they're gonna make a play, they can make the play right now. Always call out bubbles. Always call out your bubbles. Be very careful when you use your bubbles too, because they're also gonna call, if the enemy team is looking correctly or is making correct callouts. One of the callouts will be, okay, Zarya just used ally barrier, or Zarya just used self barrier, or Zarya just used both bubbles. So then that's the time they'll make a play, is when both bubbles are gone. Alright, I'm almost done with this. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a self barrier tip. Is when you get hooked by a Roadhog, don't instantly self barrier. I have a bad habit of, I still do this, but don't self barrier instantly, because the hog is looking for the instant self barrier. But if a hog is doing it correctly, he's gonna wait a little bit, He's gonna hook you in, tap you a little bit with the shot, wait for you to self barrier, and then kill you right afterwards. Because he knows you already used self barrier. But if you play it correctly, you can have the hog hook you in, take the first shot, zap him a little bit, then barrier when you know he's gonna shoot, and then you'll time the barrier to his rhythm of his shots, basically, should I say. Be careful of Brigida stuns, be careful of stuns, try to bubble yourself when you get stunned, or when you're getting frozen and stuff. Also, your alt fire launches you a bit upwards. So if you're in a May Blizzard and you're caught in it, try to like backpedal. I'm an idiot. I didn't know there was a ledge there. I'm stupid. Anyway, try to backpedal or try to like bounce yourself out of the ultimate by bomb jumping your way out. Also, bomb jumping's a thing. Oh fuck. Bomb jumping's a thing, so keep that in mind. So I can probably bomb jump from here, even though this would serve no purpose for me in actual competitive games. But bomb jumping is a good thing to do, since it'll get you to high ground pretty quickly. It'll get you from places to place really quickly. Just find out on little things of where you can bomb jump to. So let's say this is King's Row or something. I can bomb jump from here to like another place on the platform or high ground. That's just the thing. So just find little places to bomb jump. It's not that hard. It's not bad at all. Shut up, Quank. I killed myself on purpose like twice in a row. Shut up. Anyway. As I wrap this up, we'll wrap this up with Zarya's ultimate, which is Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge is a huge thing that has a pretty big radius to that. I barely got the message now. What the fuck? Anyway, Graviton Surge has a pretty big pull range. I'd say it's about 5 meters from the target. That's about accurate. If you do about right here, I don't think it'll pull in the targets that well. But a majority of the time, if you grab, you're most likely going to try to follow up with another ultimate of any kind, like Fire Barrage, Hanzo Dragon, Genji Blade, so on and so forth. Those are ults to pair out with Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge is an ultimate that's usually a pair ult for another DPS ult. But if you have high charge and they have no barrier, go ahead and spam your alt fire in it. Alt fire has splash damage, so anybody around the target will get splash damage for the amount of charge you have. So you have 100 charge and you're splash damaging into a Graviton, that's a lot of DPS put out at once. I like to prioritize getting healers as best as I can, but if I can't, I'll ult maybe the DPS and a tank in there. Also, Graviton Surge is an ultimate that I recommend, because I have a bad habit of doing this, and I've tried to break this habit and I can't break it sometimes, but I do it a lot. Is Graviton Surge is not a 6-man, it's not an ultimate you always have to get a 6-man for. I've tried to break this habit so much, but I've tried it, and I end up, when I try to get like a 6k, I end up getting like 2 people, which is not bad at all, but prioritize not getting a 6k. Prioritize getting squishies, and maybe your healer or 2 in the grav. Let's say this is Zen and Mercy, this is a good Graviton like right here. Because then your DPS comes in and wipes out both healers and they have no heals for the fight. Or maybe this is McCree, and maybe this is McCree and Soldier. I throw Graviton here, DPS comes in, wipes those 2 out. There's no DPS for the team, it's just tank and heals. So, prioritize getting grab on squishies if you can. If you grab both tanks and you have a high damage DPS ult, that's fine as well. You can grab both tanks, that's not bad. Because if you grab a Hog and maybe another Zarya and a Ryan, that's not that bad. They help no tanks, that means it's just DPS and healers, that's not that bad. Try to like prioritize grabbing, just try to grab more than 2 people, that's all I can say. Just prioritize grabbing more than 2 people, that's all I can say. It's really just, if you grab 2 people and you use another ult, that's 2 people for 2 ults. And then, but that's not even 2 ults that can be wasted on that. Maybe your other person can get another person that's somehow in it. Yeah, just try not to go for 6-man grabs. Don't try to flank. I wouldn't prioritize flanking for grabs as much often, unless you're on defense. And like, I'm right here, and the enemy team's gonna push in right here, and they don't realize I'm here. And my DPS is waiting on me for Graviton Surge. I can Graviton when they come in. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Because your defense. When you play offense though, and you have to like My main team's right here. I have to go all the way around to flank for a grab. No, because then that means that that's a 5-on-6. Don't do that. I have a bad habit of doing that. I'm trying to break that habit as of right now. Um, don't flank for grabs. I'd say that's not really good. And always prioritize 2 or more people in grabs. Tank, DPS, healers, tank and DPS, both tanks, so on and so forth. Anything of the sorts would be fine no matter what. Oh, and also another thing that Scott told me, and I've been trying to help with, find a balance between primary fire and ult firing. Find a balance between the two. If there's a group of people, I'd say I recommend shooting ult fire into that. When you're having a barrier on barrier fight and you have high charge, just beam the barrier. It'll go by quicker. Also, another thing for Graviton Surge is, before I forget, is try to shoot grab at your feet or into another. Try to shoot grab into a surface at point blank. Don't lob grab. That's not really a good thing. That has a chance of getting eaten and deflected. Or just blocked by Ryan in general, or blocked by a shield or something. Don't try to Hail Mary grabs. That's not gonna work that well. But other than that, I can't really say much more than that's just how I play Zarya. That's about as general and precise as I can get the Zarya tutorial on. Well, that's Zarya and Ana. Yeah, that's basically it. Just prioritize bubble. I'll just recap everything again, just real quickly. Just to recap a little bit. Prioritize bubble on. Always look at enemy team. I can always say this. Always look at enemy team and use your manage bubble. Use your bubbles around the enemy team, and that's basically it. Plank, are you gonna do your tutorial now? After you do training range? Alright, just let me know, man. I'm gonna end the stream off here, because this is as best as I can get the tutorial up to, which is completely fine anyway. I like this. This is fun anyway. Alright. So, I'm ending streamer now.